What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's Jesse Spec YouTube video. This week, surprisingly, there was another snowstorm that arrived in Switzerland, so outdoor car related content is going to be complicated this week. However, I have new stuff that came in for my project cars. So let me show you my steering wheel setups for my project cars. Join me. Disclaimer, just to make things clear, this video isn't sponsored by Nardi or Personal. I wish it was, in all honesty, because I'm a big fan of their products. I do actually sell them in my company, but they did not sponsor these steering wheels. So anyway, this is just to show you something purely from my taste perspective that I really love. I'm a pro JDM guy for everything parts related, but this time for steering wheels, I must say the Italians are really good at designing steering wheels. By the way, if you're an Italian and you are watching my video, make sure to leave a comment below and let's see how many Italian people are watching my videos. Grazie. That's all I can say in Italian. Alright guys, before we get into showing you all kinds of awesome steering wheels that I got from Nardi-Personal, let me do a little bit of explaining on how to choose steering wheels. So first of all, there are two common shapes. I'd say the perfectly round ones with a dish. Usually I call those the drift or rally wheels. And then we have the other ones that are more racing car looking, these kind, that really are usually with no dish, flat, and that have really this kind of place to put your fingers on like this. So which steering wheel should you choose for your car? That will depend on what is your usage, and personal preference is actually the most important aspect in all of this. I know drifters who use racing steering wheels, and I know drifters that used, or many more drifters actually, that use the deep dish ones. And honestly, I think in drifting it's ideal to have a perfectly round one, so you can actually let the steering wheel slide and hold it and sort of manage the slide of the steering wheel when it's turning like this, and you can just, if it turns perfectly round, it will be easier than if you have some super fat racing steering wheel on it. However, if you're a grip driver, and honestly you will always be holding the steering wheel like this and driving like this and racing and not doing much other movements than this, I do highly recommend to get one like this, because, and I call these the racing steering wheel types. This is a personal steering wheel, and this will allow you to have very comfortable driving position. Your thumbs can be put right away in the right place, as I can show you like this actually on the steering wheel. You put your hands like this, you can actually rest your thumbs here as well, and that really gives you a very nice driving feeling. And it's very comfortable to drive also. As you can imagine, racing is also important that you actually are efficient over time, and that means that comfort is also really important. So also, I do not want to go too much into details of that, but I'm really anti cheaping out on steering wheels, honestly. This is something that is really dangerous, and there are plenty of videos like the Driftworks video where the guys bend the steering wheel like this by moving it. Fake steering wheels, as I had in my Chaser actually when I bought it first, you can tell they are super soft. I can feel I can bend the whole steering wheel with my hands. I don't know if you can see that. Of course the whole thing is moving here, but if you look really precisely, I'm not even holding it in the middle here, I'm holding it just here. I can bend the whole damn steering wheel just with my fingers, so this is a joke, to be honest. So don't put this kind of garbage into your cars, please. I can promise you, with Nardi or Personal steering wheels or other good known brands, you will not be able to break them easily like that. So imagine if you're in a crash and the steering wheel just does, it folds like this. This is like, honestly, like, why cheap out at that point, Honestly, it's not worth it. And also, that's what I tell many of my friends or customers that are debating on using like $300 for a steering wheel is actually, think about it. What is the thing that you touch the most in your car when you're driving it? Yes, you have the seat where you're sitting in. That's a super important comfort part and performance upgrade for feeling the car when you're racing or drifting. But the thing that you're actually resting your hands on the whole time and that you're actually looking at also a lot, not consciously, but it's in front of you constantly, is the steering wheel. So for me, that's why I explain to most people that are interested in these things that yes, you will pay an up price, but as I said, you actually feel an emotion. When you have these steering wheels in your hands, you're like, damn, this is some good stuff, man. This is just amazing how it feels just holding these products. So imagine if you're driving around all the time and you're just getting a kick out of holding your own steering wheel. That's just like an awesome feeling. So anyway, let's dive into looking at all these steering wheels, and maybe also just one last detail about the steering wheels I'm showing you today. You have Personal. Personal is actually a brand of the company Nardi-Personal. These two, as you can see here. They come from the same factory and it's actually the same company making them. They're absolute legends, like, I don't know, man, since 1921 or something like that. So super veterans in this whole thing. And you have really the racing steering wheels here, and you also have some racing steering wheels from Nardi, but most of them that we actually sell, that I sell in my business, are usually the deep dish rally ones. So no, it's not a JDM brand, although we see them a lot in Japan. It is actually an Italian brand, and for a Swiss guy like me, who actually lives like literally less than 100 kilometers away from Italy, it's pretty mind-blowing that it took me so long and I had to actually go to Japan to get to know these brands. So anyway, let's take a look at all this stuff and let's see how these awesome steering wheels look like. So let's first take a look at this steering wheel. So in my Toyota Chaser drift project, executive drift project I should say, I already have a steering wheel, a Nardi steering wheel. And by the way, I've had it in my car for, well, in actually 4 different cars, and I've had it for maybe 5 or 6 years, if not more even. So let's take a look at this. So this is a Nardi Deep Corn 350 steering wheel. So let's take a look at that. So the build quality on these things is just amazing. As you can see, this is the perforated Deep Corn steering wheel. It also has red stitching, as you can see here. Can you see the stitching? Yeah. Beautiful red stitching on the inside. I love the Nardi logo that is also engraved on the inside of the steering wheel right here. So if you look at here, can you see the logo right there? Hand engraved. I really love these ones. They are really my to-go steering wheel for drift cars. They do exist, let's say my choice for drift cars that are street related or rally cars. So like if you have an Evo or a Subaru, this is also something that can be nice to be put on your street car. And since it's perforated leather, I love this kind of steering wheels because it's really avoiding you to sweat too much when you're holding them. If you have a race car, so a racing car, for example, a rally or drift car, you might want actually to have the suede version. I'll be blending in some footage of that right now, but for a street usage one, I would suggest this one, and that's what I've been having in my Chaser for maybe 5 or 6 years, and it's been transmitted to various cars. It was also in my AE86, and what other car was it? Oh, in my Skyline as well. So already 3 cars that I can remember that were actually fitted with these Nardi steering wheels. So I really love this setup, and this is really my to-go steering wheel when you want something that is sort of dished and rally oriented, drift oriented. I really love. This is like an 8 centimeter dish in it. It's just perfect for street usage. So I highly recommend this one. Now let's think about what is the best steering wheel for the MR2 2ZZ swapped car. So if it were a street car, I would use probably perforated leather or regular leather, because I would want it to basically prevent me from sweating. I'm a guy who has pretty sweaty hands in a natural state, so it's really a pain in the ass, actually, to be honest. So if you have a steering wheel that has perforated leather, it's really good. So let's take a look at one of these ones. So again, we're at Nardi, and here we have another perforated leather steering wheel. This is the Deep Corn 330 perforated leather with a black center, and as you can see, it's much smaller than this one. If we compare them, you can see the difference, right? So typically in the MR2, if this was a street car, this would probably be my choice. Why? Because first of all, it has dish. As you know, I'm really tall, 196 centimeters, so I need something that is closer to me. It will free space for my legs right here, you know? So the closer it is to me, the better it will be, right? So this one is also just beautiful. If I were using it for streets usage, I would be using this steering wheel. As you can see, it also has the logo, the Nardi logo engraved in it. Also beautiful red stitching. Has just a little bit dish. This looks like a maybe 4 centimeter dish, something like that. And really beautiful finish, perforated leather. Let's take a little close-up look at it. Let me just focus for you. So see here, this is how it looks. And if you look at the stitching, that's how it looks as well. So these steering wheels, honestly, I've never had any in any of my cars like this. So this one is probably, yeah, if it were a street car where I want a small steering wheel, so a 330 mil steering wheel, this would be my choice. I'm not sure this is what I would use for my current MR2. So let's take a look at what else I have in mind. Next one is Personal. So let's talk quickly about Personal. Personal is actually a brand related to Nardi. So you will see when I will unpack the steering wheel, it's actually a brand that also belongs to the same company that is Nardi-Personal, basically. And actually, I think even Personal started before Nardi. So you can see we have all kinds of famous names here. Niki Lauda was using them in '84. Alain Prost, Formula 1 drivers. We also have Ayrton Senna. A lot of Alain Prost we can see. Michael Schumacher. Respect to him for what's going on and keeping at it. And other ones, yeah. So I think everybody knows Ayrton Senna, the legend in Formula 1. And they really have been ambassadors for this brand. So here is a Personal steering wheel. This is really a racing one. So this is called the Trophy. Black suede with yellow stitching. This is really a racing steering wheel. So honestly, I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of my main choices. Now, let's take a look at it. So, wow, this is amazing. I must say, when you have something beautiful in your hands and when you hold it, you cannot be, how do you say, without an opinion. It's sometimes difficult to explain the feelings you get when having such a nice product in your hands. So as you can see, this is a suede steering wheel. Let's take a look at it. So this is a suede steering wheel, as you can see, with the center line in top, really like a racing steering wheel. I love the suede with the yellow stitching below. If you look, can you see it? Right here. Look at that stitching. Just beautiful, right? And what is really awesome about this steering wheel, also with the yellow details right here, is it actually has a little bit of dish. So you can see that actually the platform here is sticking out. Can you see that? It's pretty amazing. So Usually these kind of racing shape kind of steering wheels, they don't usually have any dish, but as you can see with this one, it actually has some deep dish action going on here. So that's really one steering wheel that I must say, when I saw it the first time, I was sold about it. So this one is really one of my favorite ones, and I'm wondering if this would be the ideal one for my MR2. Okay, so we have this, that's a personal steering wheel. Let's go on to my last choice. Okay, here's my last choice for the MR2. Actually, no, second last. I changed my mind. There's one more steering wheel that I really love, and let me show you that one after. So this is the Deep Corn 330, as I showed you before, that looked like this. But since it's a race car and it's not supposed to be used on the street anymore, and I need the small size, here we have the suede edition. So the Nardi Deep Corn 330. Can you see this? So this one also has red stitching. However, anyway, so let's look at it from a distance. So we have again deep dish in order to free up space for my legs in the car. This is essential in my steering wheel choice. And it's exactly the same one as this one, but it's simply the suede version, so it should be used with racing gloves. So here you see perforated leather, and here you see suede. Which one do you prefer? Comment in the section below. So the steering wheels I've showed you until now are rather, how do you say, conventional and well-known models. This one though, I mean, maybe it's popular too. Again, we're back on personal, and no puns intended, this might be my personal favorite. Anyway, so let's take a look at the personal pole position. Now I really love this one because it has the classy look and it has the functional side of a racing steering wheel. Look at this. This one is just amazing. Look at the details of the embroidery going on here. And what is just amazing with this steering wheel is, as you can see here, look at this. This is really an amazing aspect of it. I don't know if you can see it in the video here. So if you pay close attention to this.
Focus, bro.
Okay, so let's try to get a good shot of this. So as you can see here, the outer part is regular leather. But look at what we have here. This is suede. So you have suede on the grip areas right here, all the way until here, and the rest is regular leather. Basically having the functionality of a racing steering wheel with suede exactly where your hands are holding on right here, and with the beautiful aesthetics of regular leather all around here, allowing you thus to have the best of both worlds. So honestly, this is pretty amazing. Honestly, when I saw this one, as I said, most of these Nardi products and personal products, when you have them in your hands, you can't be indifferent. You really feel it's something beautiful that you're holding. That's like what my sister Ginny, who was doing the subtitles for me the other day, said. She knows nothing about cars, but she said, wow, you can really feel the beauty of the products when you're holding them in your hands. So anyway, this is my last choice. So let me ask you. So I want you to comment this in the comment section below and tell me what would be your choice of all these steering wheels. So let's do a quick recap. Do you like the personal pole position in 330? Or do you like the Nardi Deep Corn in suede for racing usage, and though needed with and also needed with gloves? Or would you take this one with perforated leather, the same one, the Nardi Deep Corn? Or would you take the personal trophy that is probably also the most expensive one with the line and everything? It is also slightly bigger than this one, if you look, slightly bigger. So tell me, among these four, I know it's difficult. Which one would you put in your MR2? Comment below. Okay, so to close this video, I would like to ask you to comment below, tell me which of these steering wheels you preferred, and if you had an MR2 for circuit use, which one would you use? I'm really curious to know what you guys think. And anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next week. Peace.